in terms of staying mentally well during the process, I would say a lot of it stems around kind of planning your time well, so that you're not put in a situation where you start to get really stressed towards the end of the process if you're short of time. So block out time in your diary to not only attend the sessions but also do some work in between. I'd also say put things in perspective. The Fast Forward programme is really all about learning. Although you might want to win, it's not really about winning, it's about what you can learn. And then finally, try and make the whole process fun as well, because at the end of the day, this is an opportunity to make new friends, new connections, go for a drink with each other in a cafe or in a bar, get to know each other so that it feels more sort of like a camaraderie spirit, and you kind of can really enjoy the process rather than it feeling like a burden.
I would just say remember to do the things that you enjoy, whether that's seeing friends, family, eating and sleeping are really key too, because we know how intense pitches are and work-life balance goes right out the window. So to ensure that you're putting your well-being first, you need to do the things that you enjoy. Also, it helps alleviate stress and pressure as well at the time. I'd also say as well, confide in a seasoned pitcher, someone who's been through the process many times before, just to kind of like air out your concerns or fears around the process or the day, again to alleviate stress, to kind of reset your mental well-being as well.
Obviously it can be an incredibly intense and stressful time, but please remember it's just advertising. We're not heart surgeons, we're not saving lives, and maybe it's easier said than done, but actually the more fun you have, probably the more creative and more exciting your work will be. So don't take it too seriously, because it isn't serious.
If you know me, it's probably not going to be a huge surprise that I'm going to talk about movement. I think movement is just so important to our day-to-day, but I think especially in pitches where we possibly could find ourselves sitting in pitch meeting after pitch meeting in a big room all together, I think it's really powerful to get up, get outside and get some movement into your day. You could even do a walking pitch meeting if perhaps you're stuck on a particular part of the brief and you really need to crack some solutions. Why not try a walking pitch meeting? So my tip would be all about movement.
As you will learn, pitching can be a very lengthy process, and the most important thing is to stay really well rested. It is tempting to binge on pizza and junk food when you're working late, but healthy eating helps massively, as does getting rest when you can. I think good advice that someone gave me is just know when to step out the room when there's too many opinions. That also means that you're not subject to every decision of the pitch when you don't necessarily need to be involved.
I've participated in quite a few pitches, so let's acknowledge that they're demanding, high-pressured environments and can create stress and anxiety. And for many, the day job still needs to get done. So here's some tips to support your well-being during this time. Plan, prepare, and self-care. Plan. Focus on what you can control to support you. Pitches are now a hybrid of working from home and in the office, so consider the environment that best suits you. Prepare. What do you need around you? If you take medication, make sure you have that with you. And prepare food and snacks, as the hours can be long. And remember to stay hydrated. Self-care. What do you need to support your well-being? Consider ways to create a reset of focus and re-energize. Some examples are regular breaks, breathing exercises, do something creative like a doodle. Quiet space. If you're in the office, this would be a meeting room. Move your body or stretch, listen to music, whatever is beneficial for you. And also ask for what you need. If you're the pitch owner or leader, consider the self-care of the pitch team also. Leading by example creates permission and space for self-care for all.
There's some really basic things that need to be done up front. Whoever's running the pitch needs to set up some rules and have an agreement with the client about things that are just a bit unreasonable, like pitching on a Monday, for example. And part of those rules can be about, what time in an evening you cut off and say, enough's enough, let's go home and get some sleep. Trying to cut out weekends. There might be the odd thing that creeps in, but trying to cut out the whole let's get together on a Sunday and spend the whole day working hard at something. If that's the case, then your process has gone wrong. And you've got to manage the process, have a good timeline to organize your time in a really clear way. And you've got to really get an understanding about the story you're trying to tell as well, and give real clear roles and responsibilities to everyone in that team. Providing you've got a clear role and responsibility and you've got a bit of certainty about what you're delivering for the pitch, then I think you'll find the process a lot more enjoyable and a lot less stressful.
It's a cliche, and please excuse me for using it, but there really is no I in team, and particularly in pitch teams. I think it's really important to have really clear roles and responsibilities on the team. And while the kind of nature of pitching, everyone will get stuck in and there will be some crossover, being able to being clear on exactly what your role is in the pitch, I think helps you play your role in the team and share the load. And if your day job is going to clash, and it probably will at times, just be upfront and honest with your team and come up with a solution for getting the work done between you all, so that it's not overloading just one person who might be a bit freer. When in doubt, ask your mentor for help. And I do think that getting together in real life is much more enjoyable, and also probably more efficient. You'll get the answers quicker. And I know that's not always possible in this hybrid world we live in. Some meetings will be done virtually, and that's fine. But as much as possible, do come together. And I think a key part of this program is actually meeting people and making new friends and connections. And that obviously helps with that too.
Yes. The best thing about a pitch process is that you are surrounded by a diverse team of experts of all different kinds, and it's important not to forget that can be incredibly exciting and you can learn a lot from that process. The most important thing is to keep talking and keep listening as you're going through that process. And if at any point you feel like you're out of your depth, you don't know what you're doing, you're burning out, raise a hand and speak to someone. And keep asking questions about how it can be done better and how it can be done more easily.
Make sure that you are keeping your line manager, the pitch leader, aware of your issues or challenges. Speak up. If you're feeling overwhelmed, speak up. The whole team is there to support you. And in the same way, look out for your other team members if something else is going on. When it comes to the pitch result, sometimes you won't be successful, another agency will win. What you need to do is take from that. It's not about you losing, another agency has won. We as an intermediary always encourage our clients to spend time with the agencies who've been unsuccessful and give feedback. And that feedback might be around what could be better if, but also take from it what do they really like, because you can take that into the next pitch and into your current ongoing really important client relationships as much as you can learn. But ultimately, sometimes you'll be successful, sometimes you won't. But don't be too hard on yourself when you're not. It's someone else is winning, it's not you doing something fundamentally wrong.
How do you stay mentally strong during a pitch? I'm not going to lie, it is a big challenge. I would say it comes down to two things. One is that you need a really strong leader that is highly organised, that builds a plan to ensure that there are no nasty surprises or last minute changes. And the second thing is you just need to take breaks, regular breaks. You need to go for walks, you need to make sure that you are properly hydrated and that you just get air. You just keep your body moving and you try not to get too uptight.
Keeping it together when a pitch is really going full bore. I think the role of the pitch leader here is crucially important. Making sure that you've got an element of kindness in the way that you treat your teams is so important. And the same thing is true of one another. So looking out for each other, making sure that actually you do give people space to take a call from somewhere that they feel comfortable, taking time out to get outside, whatever it might be. But knowing that as a pitch leader, you're giving those signals to set those conditions for people right from the outset is really, really important.